Because my dad was a radio personality when I was a kid, people always assumed we were going to concerts and events and meeting famous people, and that just was not the case. The kids of other members of the media might have different experiences, but in my experience, we didn't do much of that at all. It was part of my dad's job to go to these concerts that came into town and do pre-shows for them, host events for them. Sometimes they would even go on stage and do some announcing before the event. We were not going to the concerts. We were not sitting front row. We were not meeting the artists. I'm sure you can do that. We just didn't do that. Similarly, we weren't going to all of his appearances, no matter what they were, whether they were contests or fun holiday themed events. We stopped going to those because of an experience my mom had when we were pretty little. One day we showed up to an event my dad was hosting at the mall, and people got really excited that we were there. They put together that we were his family, and that freaked my mom out too much. And so after that, we kind of stopped going, which is a huge bummer, but she was really protective of us as kids and didn't want people treating us differently or trying to get something out of us because of who they perceived my dad to be. Because my dad worked on a morning show, he was up between 2:30 and 3 a.m., which means that he also went to bed pretty early at night, between 7 and 8 p.m. As my sister and I got older, we were in dance class, we were going to rehearsals for theater or sports, and we would get home well after he was going to sleep for the night, so we didn't spend much time with him during the week at all. All time with dad happened on the weekends. The radio industry has always been volatile. It was a miracle that we stayed in one place for so long, but right as soon as I was going into high school, my dad got a new job in a different city, and it was a huge decision for my family whether we were going to move or whether we were going to stay. In terms of lifestyle, there was a lot to lose, and my dad was always signing for 2, 3, 4-year contracts, so my mom knew there was a chance that after his 2 or 3 or 4-year contract went up, they might not re-sign him and we would have to move again. So my family made the really difficult decision to stay where we were in Salt Lake City and not uproot our lives while he went and worked in that different city for a couple of years. And as it worked out, they brought him right back to Salt Lake when the contract was over, and we were so glad we had made that decision.